Hi, guys.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome to the first episode of The Secret of My Success. And our first guest is going to be Bushcraft family. I want to welcome in a few people: Susan from the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, Simply Jan Homestead, Our Treasured Home, Jamie's Country Living,
I think I see
Mountain
Mountain
Grandma.
Grandma.
We
Yeah.
appreciate all you guys
Yeah.
coming in. And if you will share this out on your community tab to get a few more people in here tonight, that would be awesome. So I wanted to go around and each of us say a little bit about our channel before we start the interview. So, because, Heather's also streaming to her channel. Hello, Jennifer Ocean Homestead. So I want to introduce myself to her people, and I want her to introduce herself to my people in case they're different. So I am Gail with Gail Southern Living, and I have been on YouTube for 4 years, and I do gardening and cooking. I do interviews, and I do crafts. Heather, you want to go next?
4 years.
Hi. Right. Hi, I'm Heather, and I kind of do a lot of different things. I have a small farm and some small cows and chickens and a couple goats and bees and farming, and I do crafting. And let's see, I've had a YouTube channel for a little over a year now, but I've been kind of lurking on everybody's channels and chatting with everybody here and there. So, yeah.
Awesome. Welcome in Rebecca with Touch by Yarn and Tiffany with Canadian Family Life. Bushcraft family, you want to tell us what kind of things you do on your channel?
I got a channel.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, it started out as doing the Bushcraft channel. That is started out doing bushcrafting stuff with the family, and that's Bushcraft family came, and then my channel got hacked. And then they locked it down, and then I figured they would tell me when they got it fixed and whatnot. Well, 6 years later, they said, "Oh, we cleared your channel. Now you're able to upload." So that was 2020, and I was already prepping, so a lot of people kept asking me prepping questions on this and that. So I kind of shift toward prepping and those types of survival type stuff.
Yeah. So we scheduled Bushcraft family first. I've been acquainted with him about 3.5 years here on YouTube. We've been hanging out for a while. Entered some collaborations together and stuff like that. He's been up on my panel like a million times. And hello, Jesse Miller's Unboxings and More. We're also going to have upcoming, already scheduled, Bland's Promised Land Ranch, Lulu's Treasure Trove, Butler Family Farm. Did I miss anybody, Heather?
Did we? I think that's it for sure. For sure.
That's yeah. And then we have a few emails coming out. We're going to do this like twice a month. And so we got Bushcraft up for us to be our first one. So I am ready to start the questions. Are you ready? All right. So my first question, we're going to make it an easy one. We're going to make this one easy for you. How long have you been on YouTube?
Probably close to 20 years.
Dang.
Wow.
Because I was actually in YouTube before it actually got released, because I was actually coding bots, which
you were a YouTube employee, right?
Technically in not. I was contracted because I used to stream on other platforms, and I actually, I made my own bots for my channel. So instead of like actually Nightbot actually is using my code still to this day.
Wow, that's cool.
And I haven't got paid for that, by the way. But that led to YouTube, well, Google asking me about coding for certain timers and whatnot for YouTube. And back then, it was real simple. And then I worked for them for about until they actually released in, I think, 2006, something like that, officially. And right after that, then, because technically you can and you cannot, at that time you couldn't have a channel. You could have a channel, but you couldn't have content if I was actually working or employed by YouTube. So I ended up not working with them no more. And that's when my first channel I started was a gaming channel. And that was when Star Wars game came out. And I did content on that. And my videos were horrible. I look at them now and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
And in a week and a half, I grew from 0 to 86,000 in a week and a half.
Wow.
Because it was popular content right there, because nobody else was doing it. So it was like,
Okay.
boom, boom, boom. And that's when I figured out my first mistake, which cost me the channel. Because at that time, right now, you guys think it's really hard to get monetized. It was rare for anybody to get monetized, because it was extremely hard to get monetized. You actually had to become partners with a side company and then become partners with YouTube on top of that. And you had to have like at least 15 to 25,000 subscribers. And back then it wasn't so much watch hours as in unique views. Because unique views, you got more, it was more revenue for the ads and everything. And then I had got monetized, and soon after, somebody said, hey, your channel would look so much better if you had an intro and stuff. And I looked at some of his work and I said, oh, really cool stuff. And I said, okay. He made me an intro. The very first video, I got it. At that time, it was a music copyright, and it completely, they deleted my channel instantly and said, you're not allowed to steal other people's content and this and that. And it was music that he got off of another song and combined it with his, and it was a copyright strike. At that time, it was deletion of channel. And then I gave up after that. At that time, there was no appeals or anything.
We will make America great again.
Thank you, Butler Family Farm, for subscribing. I've been trying to shut that thing off, and it's coded into my.
That was funny. It was a little surprise there.
Yeah. There's no appeal or anything, but at that time you could actually call them up and talk to an actual person. They actually had a phone number to call YouTube support, and I had talked to them, tried to, and they said there's no appeal at this time. And then I went back to streaming on the other platform, which is called Twitch now, but it was another company back then. And then I actually came back to YouTube again. This time, I don't use, if anybody offers me to use a thumbnail or I don't use anything unless I make it from scratch myself. That way, if I get in trouble, it's all my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. So are you ready to move on to the next question? You kind of hit it a little bit, but this is kind of moving forward to now. How many subscribers do you have? I know it's bounced throughout your long history.
Well, on the Bushcraft family one, it's 15,000 something, because it goes up and down.
Yeah. And that's pretty normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for you. So when talking to new YouTubers or even experienced YouTubers, what is the one thing you would say, don't do that? Don't do that.
There's a thing called analytics.
Uh-huh.
Don't click on it. Yeah, and if you have that little thing where it says your subscribers and your watch hours, don't look at it, because it'll drive you nuts trying to, I got 5 subscribers today, and then you come back an hour later, I lost 6 subscribers. Because that's the way YouTube is. They'll and there's times when somebody will shout you out and you'll get like 10, 15, 20 subscribers, and then YouTube will say, is that a bot? Are they buying subscribers? So they'll actually scan your list to see if they're all legitimate. And when they do that, if there's old ones in that, it'll take the old ones out, because they're all, and that's what they call YouTube purge. They go and purge the old accounts out.
We hate the YouTube purge.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so next question. How helpful are collaborations in channel growth?
Very, very, very helpful. Now they're when starting out, don't go and find somebody that's 20,000 or 50,000 and say, well, I want to collab with you and whatnot. Chances are they're going to say no, because there are, once a lot of YouTubers get to a certain stage, the little guy doesn't matter as much anymore.
Right.
But yeah, I still think I don't care if they have 5 or 10 or 100,000. To me, it's better to make the community grow than other words.
What do you think about shorts?
I wear them quite a bit, especially on hot days.
Well, I'm glad you do. Yeah.
At first, I wasn't too thrilled about it, because whenever YouTube wants to push something, a lot of other things get on the back burner. And it did happen that way, that they wanted everybody to do shorts. That way they'd push it out there to where they got popular and everything. Because you remember when, nowadays you can look on there if you want to get monetized or something, you look and there's a section just for shorts. Before there wasn't. And there was at one time that shorts didn't count toward your monetization at all. So they've been improving. The only issue is that some people go short crazy to where they stop doing their regular videos. And nowadays they do have a section in there to where you can make a video and also make a short for that video, so that you post your video, and then like 6 to 8 hours later you post a short, and you link that short to the video that you created. That way you get views on the short, plus
I
you
didn't know
get
you could do that.
you get you get people coming from the shorts to watch your video, and that's where you want. You don't want people just watching that little short, because it takes a million before you even start to make money with a short. I think I made $28 for a short that was 6.5 million views. So that there will tell you.
Do you think your shorts should stay in your genre?
Somewhat. And that depends on if you're trying to get subs. If you're low on subs, you're trying to get that 1,000, then dogs and cats, they get a lot of subs.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised of just following a dog or a cat around how much subs you'll get off of that. And you never know, it may be a really good subscriber. Some subscribers will just be somebody, a loyal person that will always be there to watch your stuff and support you and leave comments. And then there's some that will actually turn into multiple subscribers. Just off of some shorts, I've had people come in that I've got like 500-600 subscribers overnight.
So I have a question on that. So if you have a short that's doing well to you, right? And I lost my question. I just lost it. I was distracted. Having your shorts and getting people to your channel. The comment part. If people are commenting on your shorts, that'll promote it out, as well as like your videos and your lives and things like that, right? The comments, and thumbs up, and all that kind of thing. So okay.
You have a question on the screen there from Susan from the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Can you read it?
What about trading playlist? I don't know what you mean by trading playlist.
So sometimes
you mean putting your playlist on somebody else's channel?
Like Heather says, so Adrian and Shannon decide to exchange playlist A and playlist B. Is that beneficial?
Yeah, but are they putting each other's playlist on each other's channel?
No,
they're just watching. Like Shannon would be watching all of Adrian's playlist.
Adrian
would be watching all of
watch
Shannon's
hours.
Right.
Now, this you'll get a lot of people that tell you, because one of the best playlists that you have is uploads, because it's all your content. You don't have to make anything because it's automatically there. The only issue is depending on your settings, because people have different settings to where they have autoplay and things like that. So you have to be careful of how you play a playlist. Say that, well, we'll look at it this way. YouTube has a thing right now, which they're already talking about upping it. I know people that are actually coding this now. That right now, if you go and watch somebody's playlist and you don't comment after the end of each of those videos, and it's like five comments per 20 videos. If you don't comment on a video and like it, then that person won't get credit, because they're trying to cut out the sharing of playlists, and one of the worst things you can do is name a playlist watch hours. Because technically you can actually get your channel removed, because it's illegal to advertise that, to get watch hours.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it's very seldom that they'll hit somebody for it, but it's happened.
Yeah, I've heard of people running them on their TV as a guest.
Yeah, and that doesn't really work, because you're still using the same IP of your internet. Now,
Okay, that makes sense.
There's another thing. It's called VPNs, where you change your IP, but again, you have to be careful of those things. Because if you're just watching, eventually after it gets to that 20 mark, that 20 videos, then it'll search for the code for comments and likes, and if there isn't enough percentage, then it'll just play for no reason.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It does make sense.
And the reason I know this is I'm still friends with a lot of coders that do still work, that actually work in the office, that I'm still in contact with them in Discord. It's just a big coders Discord where we share codes and things like that. Or if they're running into issues, like a couple years ago, they hired like 20 new people, that their codes were okay. It was a copy and paste type system, but they didn't know how to spell. So that's when you run into issues. You know, when you see a comment come in and you go to click on it and it disappears, that's called a coder's reboot, or
Remove.
what they it's not removed. They just do it like a rollback. Say the last time they saved it was at 1 o'clock, and then they go in and change the code to try to fix something, and they mess it up, so they roll back to 1 o'clock. So if somebody in that after 1 o'clock leaves a comment or a view, then you don't get it. And that's the bad part about some of them coders that don't know how to spell.
Yeah. So with the IP address, that really makes sense, because when like a big business or something gets hacked, and somebody like a specialist coder for that company goes and looks, they trace the IP address back to the origination. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
The only thing, well, I won't talk about hackers, but
yeah, there's a lot of, but anybody who has the knowledge on how to do that can trace it back to the origination.
Yeah, it's just a simple.
Where the hub is. Yeah. Okay.
Cats are being ornery.
So I saw a question up there and I lost it.
Do you have another question, Heather?
I do. So do you think that channels should stay in their own genre with like channels that they follow and are subscribed to? Like say somebody, this is just an example, like gardening,
Mm,
like I should, you know,
well, it depends.
gardening people, or do you think you should broaden
Well,
out?
see, gardening also goes under. They have like sub categories. So gardening would be homesteading. Homesteading would be gardening,
Right.
and
Farming,
yeah,
right,
all that kind of stuff is pretty much linked. So
right.
if um, you know, if I talk about prepping, um, I talk about gardening. I know there's some people that says, yeah, uh, gardening isn't prepping, but um,
Gardening is prepping.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Prepping
but
is prepping.
that's the thing. Now, if you go way out of, you know, say your gardening channel, and um, you you know you do makeup tutorials.
Yeah.
That is kind of okay as long as you stick to just that, not
How
do
gardening and cooking.
dress reviews or
You
something.
garden it and then you cook it. Is that staying in your genre?
Oh yeah, see that
Right.
cooking and gardening goes together.
Yeah, I think so.
But if you have a channel where you do multiple things,
Yeah,
like
you
me,
don't
where I'm
want to go
cooking.
over 6. Not, unless they're linked. If they're linked, it doesn't matter. So if you do like cooking and gardening, those are the same thing. It's you got to kind of look at it as say homesteading is up here, and then under homesteading you have gardening, and then over here under a new tree you have chickens, um, and under that you have whatever. And as long as they're kind of linked, they're under the same category.
Yeah.
It's when you start going way out of that and you have more than 5 or 6 categories, YouTube will stick you in just one. So you have to be careful not to go over that limit.
That's hard. Well, it's not hard because I think like homesteading and farming and that kind of like reaches a lot of things. Like, because if I was to say start working with changing tires and stuff on farm equipment and stuff, that's still homesteading.
Yeah, and it's how you tag it and how you write the description up. Descriptions are probably more important than the actual title now. And it used to
And
be
that's the summary in your description box you're referring to.
Yeah.
it used to be title, then tags, you know, at the very bottom where you put in different tags about what you're doing, and then it was description went over the tags. So it's pretty even right now for title and description. And thumbnail used to be up there too. Thumbnail's still important because that's, you know, what people see a lot of times when they click on stuff. There are some channels that don't even upload a thumbnail. They just whatever YouTube picks.
I know sometimes on some of my videos that I've done, I forgot, oh no, I forgot to do a thumbnail, but then I'll go back and add it.
Yeah. There's a section in there now. I don't know if everybody's got this yet because my YouTube is in beta, so I get stuff before everybody else does.
That's cool.
There's a section under your thumbnails that you can do 3 different thumbnails.
Yep.
And they'll randomly circulate those, and they'll figure out which one got the most views. and that way you can determine which thumbnail does better than the other two.
Yeah,
And
I
you can-
noticed it changed.
yeah.
It changed.
So we've gone over this before, but for the chat, I'm going to ask you this question again. Should you say thumbs up, like, and subscribe in your videos?
I'm real bad at that. Now, it's weird because I don't say it as much on my Bushcraft channel. Now, on my gaming one, it automatically triggers. I always say it, which is really odd that I don't
I
say
did
it.
start doing a little bit in my videos to test your theory. Hi, Mickey.
If I remember, I say it. If not, then I don't think if somebody doesn't like your content, and if they hear you say, please like, share, and comment, they're not going to like and share and comment if they don't like your stuff, you know. But the main one is because sharing used to be real important to a channel, and they used to have
sharing on your community tab is very helpful.
Well, there used to be a tab for sharing. They done got it's still there, but you got to dig in your analytics to find it. But you can see how many people shared each video and how many views you got off of those shares. And used to be, you could tell who shared you out. They done away with that because, you know,
I can tell who shared on my community tab, but I don't know if that's.
Oh yeah, yeah. If somebody tags you, you can find it.
Yeah. I wanted to take a moment to tell Mickey from Critter Creek publicly, thank you for the new logo over there that I'm going to use for t-shirts. It's right there. You can see it. I was criticized there, and he picked a very special picture because he picked a picture of me with Curly Sue, who is my cat that passed away. So thank you so much, Mickey. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to make t-shirts and stickers and all the things.
Yeah, it's fun watching him do his art.
So talented, and he's so cool. I get to talk to him on the phone at the Ozark. He is awesome. He is so sweet. So go check out Critter Creek. Somebody put his link up for me. Let's see what the next, I think it's your turn, Heather.
Okay, so what type of content helps grow your channel the most? Shorts, lives, videos? What do you think?
And this is, you know, it depends on the time of year too, because there are stages, you know, like right now, some of us will find that certain times don't work as good as they used to when you release a video, because we're outside in the garden when that time is.
Yeah.
So you gotta start and think about those times, like when is the coolest time to go out and work on the garden? You don't want to release a video during that. And that's the same way with lives and stuff like that. It's and sometimes you just do your stuff the way you're going to do it anyway. If you have a set time and everybody knows that's the time you go live, that you just stick with it, and then eventually garden season will pass or school time, you know. It all depends what kind of content you put out. Like for gaming, summertime was the best time, and when school start, your views would go way down because kids were going to school and they're tired when they get home, so they're not watching videos and stuff.
They're not doing it as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with like in November and December, a lot of people get busy with family.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So yeah.
I wanted to ask you if you've ever been to a YouTube meetup before.
Kind of. Well, this was before YouTube too. See, I, and it was very weird. There used to be a game called Team Fortress 2, which it's still a thing, but this was in the 90s and early 2000s, and we had all got together. And this was actually in Ohio. I actually drove, and we know we got discounts on the motel rooms and everything, and we all met up, and we were in this restaurant where we had this big long table and everything, and the place was packed, and we were talking about blowing people up and throwing grenades and sniping people, and everybody's like freaking out around it.
Oh, were you talking about gaming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Hello, Tina from Life in the Piedmont.
And it was funny because we were all having a blast, but we would look around and see people scooting their chairs back and stuff. That was probably the first, and it wasn't a YouTube meetup. It was just a bunch of, and again, this was before YouTube. This is, we all got together from a gaming server, which had its own website and everything. And there was probably a good 30 people there all together with family and everything. YouTube itself, not really, except for this the summit that I just went to and got to meet Wide Family Farm, Courtney and Rebel Canner, and I can't remember her name now, or channel. And now I've met people like going certain places. People come up and say, "Are you that bushcraft guy?" And yeah, and they say, "Oh, I watch it."
Funny.
And that's what was weird at the summit thing is people like the owner of All American Canners. He was there showing his stuff and everything, and he actually knew who I was because of this guy right here, my cat that I usually have in the background there. He says, "Are you the one with the cat in the background all the time?" I said, "Yeah."
Sometimes
I know who you are.
There. Actually, there is chickens back there. See the chickens in the greenhouse back there?
Oh yeah.
There used to be 3. That's why
we used to have something else back there.
What happened to the other one?
That's why the cat's a little bit chubby.
That. Well.
But that's what got me is when I was there, people would come up to me and say Bushcraft.
That's cool.
That's weird because it was a bunch of homesteaders basically.
When I was at the Pryor, Oklahoma meetup, Wendy from Hardneck Farms was just so excited to see me. I was like, "Oh, this is so." I was like, "Wow!" I did not expect that because that was my first meetup, and it was like, "Gail."
Yeah, it still throws me off when I was in Goodwill, and some lady come over and says, "Are you the Bushcraft guy?" And I said, "Yeah," because I'm used to people calling me the Bushcraft guy for some reason.
I got interviewed once by a news channel. I was down in Pioneer Place, which is the center of downtown Portland, because I used to work down there. And I got interviewed by a news channel. For 6 months, they showed like a 40-second clip of me. I like News Channel 8. And so for years and years, everybody would be like, "Aren't you that news channel girl?" I mean, it was just, few
Yeah.
seconds.
Too bad you didn't have your t-shirt with your channel on it.
Well, this was a long time ago. I was only like about 21, 22. So yeah, that would have been
Okay.
cool,
Yeah.
right?
Moderator alert. Moderator alert.
Again, a different name. Goodbye.
Mhm.
What a beautiful day it is.
Good job. Good job. Do you have another question, Heather?
I do. So let's see. What kind of equipment do you think somebody who's starting out would use? And of course, maybe you might want to grow if you grow, you want to grow.
And I'm not affiliated with them or anything, but there's a program, Video Proc Vlogger. It's free. It's for editing your videos, rendering them, and it has everything that you would actually pay hundreds, maybe $1,000 for the same software. This is for computers, by the way. I don't know if they have apps or anything because I don't do anything on my phone. That thing is one of the best things to start with.
So that's like an app you can download on your computer.
Yeah, it's just software, and they have tutorials.
Family farm.
Yeah, I mean, you can put titles, you can change, you can edit the sound and all kinds of stuff. Because when people first start out, they don't know, like maybe your voice is low and the intro that you play is really loud. And you gotta make sure you generate the intro and your voice at the same level. That way it don't go way up and then they have to turn it up to listen to you, and then you play music and you blast their ears up.
No, don't. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Somebody's on a roll today. They're changing the number to their name. That's okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Hi, Huga. Well, that's kind of cool. Do you think that like people need to have a certain specific camera or anything?
I mean, your cell phone, the cell phones nowadays are just as good as a lot of cameras. Like when I was at that summit, I was doing some recording. I was recording on 4K on a GoPro. The only problem is it was 100 degrees and that GoPro kept shutting down. So I would have to, fan that thing back and forth, try to cool it off, and then record for another 30 minutes, and then it would shut down. So I found out that, GoPros are nice, but they're not very good in the heat.
I know I have one. I just have to figure out how to take the video and get it onto my computer.
Yeah, that's the trouble we're having with the GoPro as well.
Yeah.
So I use a program on my phone called Video Guru. What kind of program do you use on your phone, Charles?
I don't do the phone.
You don't do anything on your phone. You do it all on your PC?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've always had a computer. So it's like going from a gaming computer to a cell phone is like,
that's really weird.
A Corvette to a tricycle.
Yeah.
I prefer my lives on my laptop and my videos on my phone. That's kind of how I prefer it.
Well, anybody that knows me
see it on the laptop for lives.
Eventually I'll answer a text or a call or something eventually, but I have many content creators on my phone that I can talk to, but I rather talk to somebody in person. I don't like the phone thing, send the text and all that stuff. Oh. And usually I turn off notifications, and my phone is going crazy over there right now.
What I have a question real quick. With the Video Pro Proc,
Yeah.
is it PROC or PROK?
Here, let me open it up so I can get the.
Is that something that you can do make shorts on that as well out of like
Oh
video?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
LP.
I've been actually thinking about, because and this thing will do 4K at 300 or 3840 by 2160,
To
which
fit the YouTube thing.
that's way above YouTube.
Okay.
And it'll
Interesting.
do different formats. You know, it'll do the short view, it'll do iPad, it'll do all kinds of different formats, and it's real easy. You as soon as you start it up, you pick out what format you want to use, and then just drop videos in it and go from there. Here, let me. Oops, I just closed it. Yeah, I actually got a program that I spent quite a bit of money on, and I don't even use it anymore. I use this. Let me find.
So do you bring your laptop outside when you do your like gardening videos and stuff like that?
Oh, I have a desktop.
Oh, so how do you do your gardening videos then if you don't use your phone? Do you have a camera or something?
Yeah, I got a. I use my phone for recording and stuff like that. Some things, and here I'll drop the link in private, and then you guys can post it.
Got it, Neil.
Yeah, that's the Video Proc vlogger.
Okay.
And there are like tons of things that'll help your
That
channel.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean,
That'll help answer a few of the questions that some of the people are asking about that.
So Critter Creek has a question here. Can you answer this one for him?
Really wanting to make it. You just.
Hi, Bamit.
You gotta. One of the most important things is to be consistent. Is as soon as you say you only make a video once a week on Wednesdays, and you skip 2 weeks. That little skip that you do can put you back in the algorithm from YouTube months, just for skipping 2 weeks. So whatever schedule you keep at, if you're doing like a video every day, you got to keep with that schedule, because you can start winging it down slowly once you get to a certain stage.
So probably having like maybe a backup video or two just in case something comes up that you can get out there so it stays consistent with the day and schedule that you're trying to do.
And that's the thing with scheduling. There are people that will do a bunch of videos and then schedule a whole month. Never do that, because you'll have everybody on, because all it'll pop up on somebody's feed is all your videos that they can't watch yet, and it'll fill their whole screen up to where they can't see anything else but those videos, and they'll unsubscribe from you so they get their other videos back.
Yeah, and that's what he was saying. Don't put up like 5 lives at one time. So ever since he did that, I try not to have more than like 1 or 2 in there, so don't go too far ahead.
Yeah.
And
Let's see.
one of the things is scheduling is, or even if you just upload a video, it's a good way to think of an 8 hours. Every 8 hours you release a video if you're doing multiple videos that day. Never do like a video and then an hour later do another video upload, because one of those videos won't get put out.
Yeah, the notification only goes out on the first video, not the second video.
Yeah.
So you might as well schedule it the next day.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Jan has a question here.
That's a normal thing.
Yeah.
That they're working on, because they you know that how you have when you start up YouTube and your feed, not your channel but the YouTube feed where you see everybody else's videos that you're subscribed to. You'll see videos, and then right below that you'll see shorts. And there used to be a category for the community tab, and for whatever reason they got rid of it. And community tabs still show up, but very seldom. And they show up more, believe it or not, if you do polls. So it's a good way to work that, by sharing a video out and then asking people, do you like this video? I know it's cheesy, but you know, it gets out there sometimes.
Those corny questions. What did you like about it? How much did you watch?
Yeah.
Where are
you?
you?
It doesn't really make any difference what the questions are. It's just that poll.
Mm-hmm. It could be something silly. They like to answer those questions on the poll. Is there anything you pay for your YouTube channel to help you, like Canva, TubeBuddy?
I do Canva.
Like that. Is there anything you're paying for that?
I do Canva, and that's pretty much it. And StreamYard. Now, see, I could do without StreamYard, but if I have guests, it's harder for me to teach somebody how to use OBS. But there are ways around it. There's Video Ninja and stuff like that you can use if you don't want to use StreamYard.
Yeah.
Alfonso has a question on the screen there.
Yeah.
Can you use the green screen with OBS? I definitely don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's your answer, Alfonso. There's your answer. There you go.
That's above my pay grade right now.
People, because I used to have the bunker image behind me, and people swore up and down that I lived in a bunker.
Yeah.
And I would say, look, I'm banging on the wall. And, no, you're just banging on the back of the bunker. And I'm like,
LP, you mentioned something about email. I did get a new phone, and I did switch to a new email. It's gailsouthernliving@gmail.com. So if you sent me an email that I didn't get, please send it on to gailsouthernliving@gmail.com. I did see that earlier, and I wanted to make sure I told you before you left the chat.
And I actually have a tip for you.
What's that?
Well, you should have an intro when starting your lives.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Because
figure it out.
There's an issue with YouTube. Will put an ad at the beginning of your live. So if you're talking about something important or something at the beginning, or you're saying hi to people, they won't see it because they're stuck behind an ad. So you put an intro, and intro plays during the live, or I
will write that down as my homework. I got my notepad in case I need to write anything.
Yeah, once you figure it out, let me know. Because technology, I'm a little bit,
Yes.
Well, there's like websites that will, like some people have a hard time coming up with tags. All the different tags that would link to the video that you're doing. All you have to do is know like 3 keywords, and here I'll get let me find it here.
I pay for StreamYard for now, temporarily.
Okay, I'll go ahead and you guys can put this link in there if you want, in private chat. This is
you can
it's called
send me the link, Bushcraft family, but honestly, I don't know how to take the link and put it in the chat from over there.
Well,
because I'll start messing with buttons.
I don't know if it'll show up.
I'll like do a KK from the Vineyard Chicks and have us over in left field.
No, see, it failed. So wait, did it go through? Oh, it went through.
Yeah, I could do countdown. I do know how to do countdown.
Yeah, it went. I don't have mod over on.
Yeah, well,
that's
Alfonso. He's got a greenhouse, and there's a green screen behind it, so he could change he could. Bushcraft is awesome. He could do anything he wants over there.
Yeah, see, I could put waterfalls behind me.
I
And
like
the chickens are going to drown.
Oh no, the kitty.
I was like, what is that? Is that a rock? I thought it was a rock, and then I saw them moving and realized they were chickens. Hi, Lulu. So,
oh, you do intros?
But that link I dropped in chat it's a generator for tags. It will give you the perfect amount of tags. It'll fill up your whole tags. So you just put a couple words in there, and it'll all you do is hit copy and you paste it into your tags and you're done. And there's another one, because descriptions are very important.
Ooh, have a good dinner, Lulu.
This, you just put some keywords in, and it'll write out your description for you. Sometimes you have to edit it a little bit because AI is kind of funky sometimes, but for those who are having issues with description, because the description is one of the most things that YouTube looks for searching, putting you in a search algorithm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of little things, especially if there's someone who's never done any of this stuff. I think, not being trying to be too technical about it and trying to keep it really simple when you first start, and then you start adding in more things, as you go.
I find challenges all the time, and even though I've been on YouTube for 4 years, I try to improve a few things every year. So sometime, I believe it was this year or late last year, I had a YouTuber called Devil Dog help me to set up my Nightbot. So sometimes people help me with things like Mickey made this cool logo. Alfonso made my logo on Broken Hearts Ministry. Bushcraft family made my old Coupon Gale logo. I mean, people help me with things. I try to do things myself. Since then, I've actually made a couple of logos myself, but they're not quite on the professional level that y'all's are. But I try. Let's see. What is the next? Let's see. What are the top 5 things you would recommend for a YouTube channel to be doing to improve their channel?
Well, One of the things, and it's still a thing. Like if somebody's using their cell phone, a lot of times they'll look at their screen on their cell phone instead of where the camera is, and
That's a good tip.
and some people have issues with that, people not looking at them, even though they're not really looking at you through the screen. But I don't know, and
I probably do that.
some people, you know, they just don't like that. I don't know what it is, but like if you're looking way over here, they're like, what are you looking at? And they're not paying attention to the
What? Oh.
video.
I know at first, like, because I can talk to anybody in public and have no problem with it, but I never liked my picture taken or being on video. And so when I was first starting to do my videos, I would start like, like I couldn't speak because it was weird speaking to possibly who knows who all over the world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Camera shy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Probably the second one would probably be making sure your sound quality is good.
Here is how strongly people feel about you looking at your camera lens properly in the right place. This is how strongly they feel about it. Just so you know, guys. Okay, go ahead.
I'm looking at you. They want to see your
and that's why if you watch the reporters, they're always, you know, jumping around, moving, and their heads move different directions and stuff. That's so, and it's the opposite. It sometimes when you stare at the camera and you're staring, it freaks people out that somebody's staring at them. So you gotta,
I think so.
you know, it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the sound thing is very important because a lot of times people don't like to mess with their volumes and stuff. And if you're real low, or if you're too high, or if your intro's too high or something, or you know, you mix music in there and you're real quiet, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I've done it I admit I did it a few times, but in the beginning, you know, you make mistakes and you learn, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I still will. I mean,
That's what those
all the time.
mistakes are for, to learn from them. Another thing it would be is be consistent, like I said before. And collabs.
Thank you.
Even if it's, you do have to be careful though. Sometimes when you say you're doing a cooking one here and a sewing one there and a different one here, and you kind of get them mixed up, and you tell the people that I'm working with so and so, and then everybody's trying to figure out who is this?
Have the correct information for the right video.
Yeah. Sometimes
definitely
it'll confuse people, and when they get confused, then they're confused about your channel.
And I think the person who did it was probably a little confused too.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, and sometimes like there are some collabs that you know, you have to have your firstborn and everything written down, and there's a lot of information.
Yeah, you gotta write it all out.
Yeah,
and read it.
And instead of, you know, just I'm working with so and so, their link is in the description, and that's it. But sometimes they go all out and say you have to share, you have to like, and you have to put it over here, and you have to, and it's too much.
I had to edit one video. I think I had to redo a video 4 times before I knew all these little cut out that piece and just redo that. I had to redo it because I cannot remember what channel name it was, but I kept messing up their channel name over and over and over.
Yeah. It takes a minute learning, like, especially when you're learning lots of new channels. It takes a minute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting to get to know quite a lot of channels. I mean, sure, there's a lot more that we don't know of. Our world is just so tiny where we're at.
Yeah, and that's where tagging other channels, not just putting their link, but tagging them. That's the @ symbol, and then the first 2 letters will pop up, and sometimes you have to do a little searching to find it.
Yeah.
If it works sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to find some channel names.
Yeah, but sometimes tagging to another channel, you'll get people from that other channel. When they search that channel, you'll come up with that channel. So they'll be
cool. I like that.
Yeah. So we should do it more often.
Oh yeah,
I do. Or if I want somebody to watch a video, sometimes I'll just tag them to see if I can get them to watch it. You know.
Well, I've had
Heather, I'm trying to get your attention, Heather. Let me tag.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you got to do that because if I don't see
You're
it,
busy.
you don't tell
I'm
me
busy.
right away. I don't know. You know?
Exactly. Hi, Christine, Mrs. Gillen Farms. Welcome in. Did you have another question, Heather? Thing mixed up.
We
there.
do have more questions, but we're kind of a little bit over our 1 hour mark, and I didn't know if you wanted to go over that more.
Go for a couple more minutes.
A little bit more? Okay. Do you think that, we talked about this, certain thumbnails improve your views. We already hit that, and you're like, yes, they can. And we talked about the green screen. Do you get nervous on your lives? And what do you do to calm down if you do?
Not really, because I've been doing it for so long. It's just like talking to somebody.
So what do you think that like a good suggestion would be to tell somebody who might be nervous to do lives, like to help them?
I don't know. A lot of times it's good to have somebody up with you. So, if you draw a blank, you're not sitting there. You can say, "Hey, how's your weather today?" or something like that.
Right, right. Yeah, it is, because when I did my first live giveaway, I was really nervous about it because I wasn't used to doing lives, and I thought I was going to mess something up. So Jan and Gil came up to help me out. So I was like, okay, this is better. So.
What do you think has helped your channel the most?
I don't know, because right now my channel is not that great because the YouTube's mad at me.
Oh, I disagree. I think you're awesome. What about you, Heather? Do you disagree?
Well, no, he's doing good. He's doing good. I mean, you go through bumps in the road and things like that because they change what they
terms of service.
You're just going so fast they have to slow you down.
Yeah, whatever, Jan. You're not bashful.
And that's the thing is, once I got over the 10K mark, that's when they started cracking down on me. Before that, at one point I was getting 300 and some thousand views a day.
Wow.
And after that, I got hit and they demonetized me. I got my monetization back with the funny guessing game to figure out what I did wrong.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was slowly going down. And then I started getting strikes and everything. And then I got those removed and got the warning removed and all that.
Did you figure it out though? Like finally what you need to not be doing?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
So,
good.
Tell us all what not to do here. Give us a little
um,
something that maybe we could not do to mess up our channel. Or
stop.
can you tell us?
It's really hard to do, though.
To mess up your channel?
No, to not do this. Don't pick on Biden.
Oh, okay. I get it. So my husband, Taz Adventures, has a question for you. What is the hardest lesson you have learned in your YouTube journey?
I just said don't pick on
Biden. Yeah, there you go.
Meaning the government, because
Yeah.
believe it or not, the government is involved in YouTube. Just because if you remember the Twitter stuff that came out when it was bought by Muskie guy, they were involved in Twitter, so they're involved in YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of stuff. So,
yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that we haven't already asked some of these.
And there's the real cat.
Maybe we need bigger print on the type version.
No, I'm actually reading your handwriting.
Oh, we haven't started those yet. We'll start at the top.
Well, this question is like, how do you brand your channel? So what would you recommend for branding?
That's and there are some people that there was a thing in 2021 where if you talked about merch, then you were a bad person. You were trying to rip people off and this and that.
Oh, right. There's still a few out there that
you have to be very careful in doing it. That's why I don't say anything about merch unless somebody asks about it.
Yeah. I think you answered that one, Jan. I think it's 16K.
Yep. That was one of the first questions. Where were you, Jan? She was sleeping.
What is your opinion on thumbnails?
Thumbnails are real important.
They help,
especially starting out. And sometimes too much is too much. If you have, you should have just a set title. Sometimes, we end up trying to stick a bunch of stuff in there so somebody sees it and says, oh, I know that. I'll go and check that video out. But sometimes the fact that there's too much for the eye to look at, they won't see the main purpose of that thumbnail or that video. So just, if you're doing tomatoes, how to do tomatoes, or how to grow pumpkins or something like that.
Right.
But make it a how-to is always good.
DIY.
Or a cheat on how to do, which sounds fishy, but the word cheat will draw somebody's eye to the thumbnail. And there's the other thing is some people don't like clickbait. There is a lot of people that has changed over their years of being a YouTuber to where when their views start going down, they do the clickbait.
Can you take nothing? Sorry. Teenage son.
He made his YouTube debut.
Yep. You're going to be popular now.
Adrian has a question here, Indiana Backyard Gardener. Are end screens beneficial and necessary?
Oh, I used to think they were, because you can follow in your analytics to see how many people click on the end screen. Um, it depends on the end screen too, because sometimes it's like, somebody will have a template and they don't know how to adjust the videos, the upcoming videos, or the previous videos, or the playlist video, or whatever it is, and it'll be off, or it'll be slightly off the screen, and you go to click on it and you can't click on it, stuff like that.
Interesting. Lots of little technical thingies.
Adrian has another question. What is the average video length? Is there such thing as too short or too long of a video?
Depending on the content. For YouTube, 8 minutes. And the reason why 8 minutes is you have to have 8 minutes before they can put an ad on there. So if your video isn't 8 minutes, chances are YouTube is not going to sell an ad for that video. Length, I mean, depending on the videos, you can have, tons and tons of stuff in it. And sometimes, and it's like I said, it's all about the content, because sometimes it's just too long and people click off of it. That's what analytics is good for. Not to look at the numbers so much, like my subscribers and my view count and stuff like that, but figuring out what videos produce more viewers for the whole time that video is up. So if you have a video that
like the length of watch that they watch it.
Yeah, you go over the length that they're watching, and if they're only watching 5 minutes, then you go back and you watch your video. What happened at that 5 minute mark that dropped people, and you try to fix that. Like if they're only watching for 5 minutes, put something in that 5 minutes. Say, guess what? I've got something really important at the end of this video that you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right. Yeah. I've done that a few times. I'm like, don't leave now. Hang with me. Stick to the end. Because usually people don't watch the whole.
Like sometimes you can take a clip from, like you're working out in the garden and you trip and you fall or something like that. You can take a little piece of that and put it in for your intro
in slow.
And they see that, and then they'll wait. I have to watch until that part comes up,
so I could see what really happened. The whole story. Yeah. Critter Creek wants to know. I made a custom end card. Is that good?
Yeah, they are good, because there are a lot of people that if they see something pop up there, at the end, sometimes they will click on those. It could be the previous video, or it could be something within that playlist.
Right. So, are you a lurker? Since I'm not trying to be mean. So, since you see these things that are out of place, maybe sometimes, or good, whatever reason, but do you kind of notice that stuff more often than I would?
Probably, yeah. Just because again, this is not my first channel. I've had, like I said, I've grew a channel in a week to 86,000.
Well, thank you.
But I've had another gaming channel that I started over again. that I got monetized. I had sponsors like Alienware. You know, they had sent me $11,000 worth of equipment because I had that much of a following at one time on
That's
the
awesome.
gaming channel. But
Wow.
I mean,
So your house is the
100,000
place to go
views
for
on
gaming?
each video, huh?
So your house is the place to go for gaming? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that stuff was all outdated. You'll see me wearing Alienware t-shirts all the time because I had cases of t-shirts to give
Oh wow,
away,
that's cool.
Wow.
and I would have giveaways and stuff. I had the mouse pads that had Alienware on them and stuff. I was actually, my ugly mug was on the website for a while. This was a while ago though. Only because
You have your
of
minute of
Star
fame
Wars,
there.
because I did something on Star Wars that nobody ever did, and it was something as simple as not saying anything. I didn't say a word through the whole video or anything. I just sat there in the story mode. I was one of the first people that did story mode and played the video, because there was people that instead of playing that certain character or something, they would watch my video to see if they liked the story mode. And each week, the story continued, and now like everybody does story modes and stuff.
That's interesting.
Adrian wants to know, are there keywords that we should be using in our YouTube videos?
As keywords, as in tags, yes. That's the thing at the very bottom after you get through your description and all that stuff.
The second set of tags, I call them.
Yeah, and then there's and this keeps changing. This is in your description where it's your hashtags, not your tags in your tag section, but your hashtags. At the very bottom of your description, you should have at least 3 things. One of them should be your name, because
your channel name, hashtag Gale Southern Living.
yeah, all one word though. So you have to have it hashtag that one word.
Are you talking about your top 3 in your description box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it used to be you could put more than that in there, but now they're getting to where they're only putting 3, so there's no need to do more than 3 because you don't know what's going to show up.
Yeah. Right.
And I always say that, like for me, it's hashtag Bushcraft family. That way, when somebody searches Bushcraft family, I'm the first one that pops up, usually.
Just like Broken Hearts Ministry, there's several other channels with that name, right? But I've used that hashtag Broken Hearts Ministry so much that I took over the search engine. And now when you pull up Broken Hearts Ministry, only I come up because I have pounded that into every live and every video, and it's everywhere.
Yeah. And
there are things you learn from running multiple channels, right? So I just monetized my second channel. If you guys didn't know, Broken Hearts Ministry is at the first level of monetization.
Congratulations.
I spent a whole year working on watch time, not subscribers, but now I have to turn around and work on subscribers because,
and that's the thing. Watch subscribers. I don't mean to act anyway, but subscribers is an easy thing. It's the watch hours that can be hard, and it all depends on your content. Depending on your content, like sometimes doing lives is the best way because of your content, and a lot of times it's a video. If you get a video that hits 50,000 views, there's your watch hours right there.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes. But
I want to address what Mickey just said here, Critter Creek. I've watched your videos. They are very good. You're doing a great job on them all by yourself. So don't even worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them.
Be yourself. Don't try to be like somebody else.
What I like how he shows, you know, what he's doing. Because it's like, how did he make that face look like my face? It's like all these little pixels and things that I've watched him do it, and I'm like, that is so interesting. I love watching those. I need to go back and watch some more of those. More content. More content.
I think that you know, sometimes maybe if people will talk about your channel that you know, when they do lives and share you out maybe a little bit too, if you're wanting to get more subscribers and stuff like that.
Just don't ask.
Yeah.
Don't go to the channel and say, can you share me out? Or
well, I feel weird about that anyways, like morally.
Don't volunteer information, you know, like, oh, I have to go because my live starts in 30 minutes. So if anybody wants to join, you know, that's,
they see that as self-promotion.
That's bad etiquette. And people know that. People will steer away from those type of channels.
LP has a good question here. Should you put hashtags in your title? I want to know this one myself.
Sometimes, and again, you have to keep them hashtags 3 and under. They are upping it here and there, but it's still that 3. So,
so 3 on the title, 3 in the description.
No, only 3 will pop up, because if you notice, you'll have your title, and then there'll be the hashtags below it.
Right.
Most of the time, it's 3. Sometimes they will let you do more that will show up under the title. You can put as many as you want, but it's only it'll randomize which ones that you put it on there, and sometimes those are not good ones.
Right, because you want to have ones that are higher views type things.
Yeah, and if you don't know what to put in there, there's TubeBuddy and the IO one, I think, is the one I use.
I wouldn't suggest that, Jamie.
You can.
Yes, I agree.
Certain tags will generate a ranking system. So they'll say, like, if you put tomato, it'll go higher, and that's something that you would want to put as a hashtag.
I want you to address what Jamie has said right here.
I only say this because being somebody that looks on their list and whose channel is that, you know, because you kind of know who you've subscribed to, and sometimes you'll see a channel and who is that, and sometimes you'll click on it, and sometimes you'll just unsubscribe because you don't know who it is,
because they changed their channel name and you don't know about it yet. Yeah,
you want to make sure that you make it clear that you changed your name. Somehow you say not in the actual name of the title, but somewhere on your page that you used to be somebody else. That way they know, oh, I'll still follow this person because I know who they are now. Because a lot of times somebody will change their channel and their subscribers go down because they don't know who it is. Another bad thing. Now you can change your name and everything, but make sure it's a permanent thing, because it can take up to 3 months before that name gets established.
It's going to be harder to search.
It's almost like starting another channel.
Yeah,
because
I suggest not. That's my opinion. Is no, Jamie, don't.
Yeah. Unless there's like you misspelled something or something, which sometimes that's good because people will come into your channel and say, hey, you misspelled your name.
So in my opinion, Adrian's saying that sometimes she'll say, oh, I have to go because I'm getting ready to do my live. But in my opinion, that's not self-promoting.
No.
You're just saying, hey, I'm not going to be here anymore.
Yeah, this is when I'm leaving. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Say something
that's
to me.
fine.
I'm not going to be here. I'm gone. I'm just.
But when you say, oh, I got to start my live in 30 minutes. If anybody wants to come with me,
I make this and we sell that and we do this and we do that. I've seen that. Yeah, don't worry about saying I gotta run. Because you're trying to be polite to the person who's doing the live and saying, I'm not trying to be rude, but I gotta,
Yeah. That's fine. It's when they go overboard with it.
Yeah. I sell t-shirts on my channel too. Come on over,
Yeah.
Or if you're talking about like a subject and say, oh, I have a bunch of those videos. They're on this playlist and you can go over on my channel and learn all about it.
Yeah, I try not to say anything if somebody in a chat asks me personally on there. If I have a video, I'll answer that. But otherwise, I'm not going to say, yeah, I've got one. Come, I try not to,
Yeah. Do you think giveaways are good for your channel?
Yeah, they actually used to be forbidden. that word giveaway in your title, you wouldn't get on any search engine or anything because it was considered a bad thing on YouTube, but it's fine now. Giveaways are good. The only thing is, like StreamYard has a thing built into it to where you can do giveaways right then and there. And then there's the roulette wheel thing and stuff like that. Those are the things that you want to use. A lot of times when you use numbers and things like that, there's always somebody that says you're cheating. There's always going to be that somebody. And if there's a third party thing, like a website or, a giveaway tool of some sort, there's less chance that pops up.
Yeah.
And
I know that kind of stuff. From Fall Fest, you got to be real particular.
Yeah.
Every little detail.
And that's the thing in homesteading, you don't see that as much. If you go outside of that, you see where people really get hurt if and that's a thing when you use numbers. Sometimes everybody's internet is different, so if somebody has the same number and you say whoever gets it first, but you see it completely different than them, they're going to say, oh, you're cheating, you're favoritism and stuff like that. That's why it's good to have that third party thing to where you're not involved in it.
Yeah.
Comment pickers, that stuff is really good. And actually those are really good because you get people commenting on the videos. What you want them comments.
Yeah, the comments are going to help your channel grow and help get it promoted out, or algorithm, right? That's the correct terminology. So definitely. So I think I have one more last question. Gail, do you have any more questions that you want to ask? Okay, so
I was wrap it up with yours.
Okay, so I was just wondering, Bushcraft, I thank you so much for answering all these questions and being here with everybody. So what final advice would you think you want to give to people who are just starting out with their channel, or people who do have like maybe a smaller channel who might want to grow?
just be, first of all, be yourself, because when you try to act like, you have another YouTuber or homestead person that you watch, and then you try to be like them,
So
chances are they're going to watch that other person instead of you, because they were there first.
Right.
They want to watch you because of you, not because you act like somebody else. And that's probably the main thing is, and don't get caught up in the numbers, because
it messes with you.
Yeah.
Your tribe is your tribe, and you have to find your own tribe and not try to be like somebody else. So don't be worried about you don't fit into this group or that group. Find your tribe and stay with them. And
they'll come and find you, because there's people that will like you for what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, like in the analytics, there's a section in there that people that watch some of the big YouTubers also watch you, and you can see those people, what are they watching, and you can kind of go with that. Don't go and copy somebody else, but some
like,
of the content.
What is it that they're doing and I'm doing that these followers
has
or
the same
subscribers are connecting to? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. So I think this went really well.
I do too.
Yeah.
You did a great job. I'm so glad you got to come on and be our first guest. And I think you were a perfect one, because you have all that background YouTube knowledge. But anyone else coming on, I'm sure you're going to have some great knowledge to offer us as well. And I'm sure everybody's going to have a little different take on different things.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting
to see what they're going to say as well.
No, Jen, I said stop. Don't look at the numbers.
Yeah.
You can look at the analytics, because there's great information in the analytics. Just that subscriber and that view watch hours.
Yep.
Those things will drive you nuts.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing these interviews like this twice a month if we can. And hopefully we'll be bringing new information to not only everybody, but also us as well. So
exactly, we get to learn along with it. Heather and I certainly aren't experts, but we'd like to learn from people like Charles, who are, really better at lots of
way more advanced than I am.
Well, I think there's something to learn from everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I'm one of your fans, Charles. I don't know about anybody else. I'm a Charles Bushcraft family fan. So
yeah,
I think
I want to thank everybody in chat, everybody who's going to come in and watch this video later on, for watching and joining us, and hopefully encouraging you or learning something new.
Hi, Robin.
Any last words? Anyone? Gail?
Just thank you guys all for coming out to see our first episode of The Secret of My Success, special guest Bushcraft family. Thank you all for watching in the replay and sharing it out for us. And we appreciate all of our friends coming to hang out with us tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
You forgot to say like and share.
Oh, yeah.
Like and share it. Don't forget to make friends with Heather over there.